What's up guys, welcome to the video. I just wrapped up a late night session at the gym, and so I thought that now is a perfect time to make this video. The best time to work out for teen lifters for maximum muscle growth. And before we hop into this one, my name is Noah. I am the founder of Get Her Done Fitness, and I made it my mission to help all the young teenage men get the body of their dreams. And there are currently only 2 seats available in my Teen Transformation Accelerator, where I'm helping young teenage men ages 16 through 19 get the body of their dreams and gain insane amounts of muscle in 12 weeks. And you are going to get results fast tracked and that much quicker because I'm taking everything that I've learned in the past 3 years in gaining 40 pounds of muscle, and we are going to be applying it to you, but you are not going to have to deal with all the road bumps, mistakes, and misinformation that set me and many others back because they had to navigate this alone. But you won't be navigating this alone, and you'll be navigating it with me, and so you won't have to deal with those setbacks. Get the body of your dreams. Go down below and click that link to book a call with me, and we'll see if you are a good fit for that program. Hopping in this one, the best time to work out. And I would like to preface this by saying that, like, honestly, it doesn't matter what time you work out. I'm just going to put that out there before we get into this. Like, if you were doing everything right, if you're training right, if you're eating right, if you're recovering right, if you're doing everything that I tell you to do in all my videos that is going to actually get you results, you are going to get results. But there is a certain time that is the best time to do it for everyone. But that doesn't mean that there is like one set time during the day when everyone needs to go work out the best time. Like, the best time is different for everyone. And so what I mean by that is, like, if you miss the time to go to the gym, like if you go to the gym at this time and then you miss that, it's like, oh well, I guess if I were to go in now, it wouldn't be the best time to go in the gym. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that there is certain times that are better to work out, but regardless, the most important thing is that you actually do go and work out. So what I'm saying is that it's better to work out at a non-optimal time for you than there is to not work out at all. And so getting into this one, the best time to work out. So I'm going to start off with kind of my anecdotal experience and what I found works for me, but this isn't necessarily going to work for you, but this is just my experience with training times. And so right off the rip, I don't train in the morning, right? Because my sleep schedule, right, is, I'd say it's pretty average. It's not that uncommon, but it's definitely a little bit later than most people's. Like, I tend to go to bed a little bit later and wake up a little bit later than most people do. But that's just how I am. That's what works with my schedule and everything. And so I don't do early morning workouts. And when I first started training, like 3 years ago, I would go out and I would run a few miles. I was a really big runner back then. I would go out and I would run, and then I would come back home and I would do like a calisthenics style trainings, like push-ups and pull-ups and sit-ups in my room, right? And I would do that at like 4, 5, 6 a.m. in the morning. But that's what worked for me at that time. And, I guess my sleep schedule was obviously different then as well. Drastically different. But that doesn't work for me anymore because I've switched solely to the strength training aspect. And yes, I still do cardio and whatnot, but like, I don't find that early morning workouts work for me. Because also I found that if I go and do it in the mornings, like right after I wake up, like if I wake up and then 20 minutes later I'm inside of the gym, I just cannot perform to my fullest potential because I'm just not awake. And so I would recommend for you guys that if you're on a time crunch and you need to go work out in the morning, like right after you wake up, I would recommend that you go out and you do something for like 1 hour. Because otherwise, the blood isn't flowing, it's going to feel off, you're not going to be as strong, you're not going to be as primed, if you will. And so I would get moving for at least an hour. Like, if you go for a 30-minute walk and then you come back and you do some more active stuff, like just do something, move for like 30 minutes to an hour before you actually go into workout. And that way you're actually going to be fully awake, or more awake, I should say, and you're going to be able to perform at a much higher level. But then for me, I found that the best time for me to work out is like early afternoon. So anywhere from like 11 o'clock as like the earliest at all, realistically go on most days, or 2 o'clock, 2, 2, 3, maybe 4 o'clock at the latest is what I do on most days. But I found that's what works for me because that's when I'm actually fully awake. Like at that point, I'm wide awake. Like that's not even a question. But I've been up, I've been moving, I've been doing stuff, I've been working. And so then I go in, I'm primed, I'm ready to go. I have some caffeine in my system. I get a great workout on most days. But there are certain days where, I miss that workout, I miss that time. I'm preoccupied with other stuff, and so I need to work out later. And so this was one of those days, right? I wasn't able to train earlier, so I got off work. I went to the gym. It's late night. I'm not going to say what time, but let's just say it's after 9 p.m. That's kind of what I consider like a late night workout, is like after like 8 or 9 p.m. And I think that late night workouts are great, but they're not something that is healthy and should be done on a regular basis. So let me explain that better. So when it comes to working out like late at night, it's not inherently a bad thing. But when you are going to work out late at night and I know most of you guys probably take pre-workout, and you're going and you're taking pre-workout, caffeine, 2, 3, 400 milligrams of caffeine, at after 9 p.m., you're going to be up all night for one, because, you went and you worked out, got the adrenaline going, the blood going, the caffeine was already going. You're wide awake during your workout and after your workout. And so you're not going to be able to sleep. And that's why I would say it's something that's definitely not healthy and sustainable. But there is one upside to it, though, and that is that there's just something about late night workouts. If you've ever worked out like late at night, right? You go in, there's hardly anyone in there. You put your headphones in, you put your hoodie up, and you just go to work, and you just don't stop for 2 hours. Like there's just something about that, dude. Like I don't know if it's the adrenaline. And so if you don't do them on a regular basis, your body it starts to wind down at that time. Like when your body starts to relax, you start to kind of wind down a bit, consciously or subconsciously. You're just winding down. But then you go and you introduce this pre-workout, go into the gym, lift heavy, go hard. Like it just spikes your adrenaline, your emotion, just everything in a whole nother way. And it definitely gives you a crazy gym high. But like I said, even though they feel good, I wouldn't recommend that you do them, like I said, because they're definitely not sustainable. But then also at the same time, if you go a little bit earlier, at 5, 6, 7 o'clock, the gym is going to be packed. That's the busiest time, is like 5 or 6, at least I've found. But I'm sure it's similar in your area. But the gym is just absolutely packed at that time. And, you're practically going to have to wait for all the equipment. You're going to walk in, it's bench day. You're going to be sitting there waiting for a bench. Sitting here, oh, it's been 10 minutes. My pre-workout, so, it's already, starting to hit. And I'm not even benching at all yet. I haven't even started to warm up. And so I just don't like to go at those times when it's busy, because I just can't get as good of a workout, because I can't just focus on working out. I gotta sit there and I gotta wait, and my pre-workout's gotta wear off, and it takes longer, and all of the above. And so I would recommend for you guys, find a good time that works for you. But as a rule of thumb, I would recommend making sure that you're fully awake so you can perform to your maximum potential. But then also, if you're going to hit those late night workouts, I would keep them to a minimum. And so if you guys found this information useful or entertaining at least, go down below and click that subscribe button so you never miss a new video. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Always remember to get it done.